When I first came in, I only knew that I could play games.
It's amazing to go from playing a video game to actually making one because you learn that there's so many things you gotta do.
It was really an experience, like going in here as a freshman for the first time and realizing like, wow, there's a lot of different classes I'm gonna have to take for this.
The magic, I think, for me was the fact that you could just do with anything. We'll take this piece of paper, we'll write down all the things that we think would be super cool about this game and trying to figure out like how would we piece this together? What does this look like?
You need your programmers, you need your artists, you need game writers, you need sound designers, you need level designers, you need a producer to have all of you wrangled in together.
Then you spend a lot of time just in production, which is making all the assets.
There's always a point between like beginning and end when you've like white boxed everything and now you're about to put assets into the game that you're like, this is kind of ugly.
You have all these like little babies in this project that you're putting all of your love and your soul into.
Making sure all the pieces fall into place is probably the most difficult.
But you also are building soft skills. It's all collaboration, it's all communication, it's relationship maintenance.
It is really important to communicate with the group, to collaborate and to reach the same goals.
So you're making all these assets, but you have to wait for everybody to come together at that one moment to make your builds and your alphas and your betas. And the moment you do, it's the most rewarding feeling ever.
When you play through the game and you're looking at these different environments and you're looking at the spaces you've made, there's like a moment of just like pure happiness.
You almost feel like a proud parent, you know, watching your darling child go off and do something great.
Not only do you get to experience that love, that joy as you're building this, the player does, and they get to see it when it's all done. So they get the best experience of all.
The journey is almost more important than the end because you really start to see the connections and like you even discover like who you are as an individual.
As an artist, you don't really get to like see your stuff in the game until your programmer has built it and until your level designers have placed those assets. And the moment you get to play your game for the first time, that moment you feel so rewarded. And it's beautiful and it's chaotic and it's fantastic.
A lot of the classes for the game design program in particular are very project oriented.
We have classes for production, we have classes for management, arts, programming, sound design.
I didn't know how to do mobile development at all, so I took a mobile development class, and now I've been making small scale game apps for months now.
You are required actually to dip your toe into every facet of game design to some degree.
It can be overwhelming. It can be a lot. You're like, whoa, like I have to program, I have to do art, I have to do sound. It gets to the point where they're like, no, hang on, step by step by step.
You are given plenty of time to take everything that you're learning and make something of it.
And that gives you a common vocabulary with every other like team that you might be working with.
You'll get to the point where you might be able to do everything, or you'll find a focus that you truly love and you can dedicate your time and energy to that.
And they really did allow me to not only learn, but to also test my own skills personally.
You're more prepared. You're like, I'm ready to go because I know these skills, I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm bringing to the table. What are you bringing?
I can always look back at that and be like, yeah, like this is where I really start to see like, yeah, this is what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Game design has changed my life, quite literally. It changed my path that I wanted to go on.